Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Changeling the Lost in Grove or Green. I have a thing that I do at the beginning of all of these, and normally it goes smoothly, but once every about dozen or so episodes, I completely fuck it up, and then explain that I fucked it up in order to play it off for comedic effect, which is what I'm doing now. I'm John, I'm the executive producer here at Final Show Films. We have a new overlay, which is actually what threw me off, because it popped up as a new overlay, and even though I knew it was going to be a new overlay, my brain went, what the fuck's going on? You did something wrong.
John,
Anyways.
this is what a hat on a hat is.
So, I'm the executive producer here at Final Show Films, John, and I turn it over to our storyteller for the evening, Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm the storyteller for In Grove Are Green. And see, now I'm fucking shit up too. Hey, this is awesome. It's contagious. But to introduce you to the various people you'll see performing and helping me tell this story this evening, let's introduce our cast of characters, let's start with William.
Hey, I am William, and I'm playing Phaedra Flanagan, the Ogre Gristle Grinder.
And Mara.
I'm Mara. I am playing Liz Wizened Changeling, or Wizened Oracle. Changeling. There we go.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Lark, the Beast Windwing.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Erin, and I will be playing Gale, the fairest flowering dancer.
Absolutely. Raphael.
Hi, I'm Raphael, and I'm going to be playing Neofly, the Darkling Night Singer, and this is a watermelon.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And John.
I'm John, and I'm playing Nero Fyrus, the Elemental Fireheart.
And introducing for the first time on this stream, Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Adele, the Darkling Gravewhite.
So, let's see what's happening in Baltimore this time. Once again, Radio Free Fae is here again, children, bringing you all the knowledge that's safe to have. Turns out the mean streets of Baltimore have earned their reputation honestly, so you're going to want to have plenty of friends to watch your back. If you find yourself in a good motley, do your best to keep those folks healthy, because they might be able to do the same for you. Finding glamour is easy, finding owl's eyes is far more dangerous. So have a care out there, and be cautious of who you meet by moonlight. Last time, Neofly and Nero were headed out into the evening city streets of Baltimore looking for, I think, a homeless shelter?
Yes.
It'll take you an hour, roughly speaking, but you can find one.
The idea we had was to earn pity at the homeless shelter.
Okay. Interesting. Well, you come to a homeless shelter. It's got some fairly clear signage on it. There's a cluster of people smoking outside the front door. What's your plan?
Well, I currently have been shot and look like it, so I just sort of leaning a little bit more to that side. It's just sort of limp towards the door, like towards the place.
How clearly are you displaying your injury?
Well, it does still hurt, so... and also, I'm apparently wearing just a vest and pants, no shirt, so it's also very visible. So I'm sort of like just, holding the arm steady with my free hand and just limping towards the place, presumably with a Neofly with me.
Okay. As you come up, the knot of about four
right
people at the
them.
door kind of give you a once-over, a little bit of a nod. They don't say anything, though.
Is the door, closed or open, or...?
Currently, it doesn't seem to be closed.
Yeah.
You can see a couple fluorescent lights on the interior, fairly heavily obscured by some Venetian blinds, kind of the big, heavy industrial office park kind.
Yeah, I'm just nod to the people outside and sort of head towards the door.
Okay. Yep. As you open it, there's a kind of linoleum tiled entryway, a little bit of a desk at the front, some tables set up in rows, and a wall further back that looks like it's got a larger opening and some doors in it. There's a couple people hanging around the area.
Anybody that looks like they're like the coordinator person on shift at the
Yeah,
time?
there's a lady behind the desk who looks like she's some sort of organizer, operator.
And just I haven't actually stopped to check, but I haven't washed in 3 years, as far as I know. How clean am I?
You're fairly grubby.
Yeah, okay. Just wanted to double check.
I mean, a lot of it burnt up on re-entry, but you're fairly grubby.
Yeah, I look singed and injured, so.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tend to like limp in that direction.
She'll glance up as you arrive. Yeah, what are your names?
I'm Nero.
Last name?
I sort of like give a sigh and a shake of the head.
And you, sir?
Neo.
Nero and Neo. All right. Well, and she'll push two adhesive "Hello, my name is" name tags at you with those on them.
And I just sort of I reach for it with my right hand, which just happens to be my injured arm.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to intentionally overflex so that the pain like forces a reaction out of me.
Okay. Give me a stamina and resolve.
With my 3 dots. One success.
Okay. So yeah, you pick it up with a little bit of a grunt. And she glances up. Gonna need some first aid for that?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
No, we can see if Larry's on duty.
Thanks.
Go ahead and have a seat over there. And she indicates towards the corner of the room. You can see there's an igloo drink cooler there, plus a couple coffee pots plugged into the wall, and some plastic cups and some styrofoam ones as well.
I go sit down and just look as pathetic as possible.
Okay. Give me a manipulation and expression -3.
All right. So -4.
Yes, if you don't have any dots in expression.
Yep. 0 successes.
All right.
Oh wait, hang on. I think I opened
That should just be a chance die, I think, actually, yeah.
at 4. Also, I think I mixed it up.
Yeah, no, you'd be, because you're...
I subtracted 5 instead of 4.
Ah.
It should just be a chance die. It automatically does the -1 for unskilled.
Yes.
Something I just found out. There it is. Still 0 success, but an 8.
Okay. So as you go to sit down.
Wait, I rolled an 8. How is that 0 successes?
Interesting. Let me look into that.
It was reading as a 10 or higher succeeds. I don't know what you were looking for specifically, but he rolled an 8, so it should be 1 success.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, because it's a chance roll, and chances apparently only 10 either 10 or nothing. Okay, that's why.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. But yeah. So as you sit down, there's a little bit of a stir as people glance around and see you guys entering. You are far from the most beaten down individuals looking here. I mean, like, you might be the most overtly injured currently, but in terms of, there's just an aura of depression, despair, poverty, it's a very bleak scene as far as the individuals that are collected under this roof. And as bad off as you look, very few of them seem to think you stand out much from the rank and file.
Okay, so knowing that, since Neo is feeling the aura, he's gonna just start playing a kind of like an uplifting tune to try to see if he can get some smiles on people's faces.
Okay.
Make it easier for me.
Give me a presence and expression -2.
Okay. And inspiration. Word expression. There we go. Do my does 6-string expert apply?
Yes, because you currently have a 6-string instrument.
Okay. All right. So you said it was -2. The +1 would just bring it to -1. Got it.
Yeah, it should.
2 successes.
All right. So yeah, as you begin to pick out your tune and just sort of try and bring a lighter atmosphere to the room, a couple of the people near you glance over, and you see the faintest whisper of a smile across a couple faces that before were just simply somber and sort of with that 1,000-yard stare aspect to them. As you play a little more emphatically, trying to build on that hint, that just glimmer of optimism. You can feel it. It's almost tangible. There's this slight faint awash of positivity that radiates out from a couple individuals in the room. And as that attitude shift happens for a couple of them, you get 2 glamour back from that sort of osmotic transfer of emotional energy. After a moment, a man will come out, probably late 30s, already graying around the temples, though, darker hair, darker skin as well, and take a look at Nero. Well, the bandage work and the treatment looks fairly good. He'll sort of peel back the gauze pad that Liz put over top of it. Yeah, I think, it's pretty ragged. What happened to you?
Was sorry, I'd been thinking about what I was gonna say, and it just left my head. Hang on a second. We were just walking down the street, heard a commotion, back alley, went to try to help, and bought a bullet for my trouble.
Okay.
Friend of mine used to be an army medic, but we didn't really have a whole lot of stuff, so I wanted to get it double checked.
His eyes kind of go wide. Where were you?
Where, from what I can recall, where's like one of the less savory sections of Baltimore?
Usually on the eastern side of the city. Give me a intelligence and streetwise -2.
So another chance roll. Because I've got exactly 2. No success.
So you spout off a random intersection.
Out east.
And he just kind of looks at you. Okay, well, sometimes shit happens, and pulls out a little notepad, and makes a slight inscription in it. We do, of course, have to report this, any sort of injury, but and cops may want to take a statement if you're going to be comfortable with that.
Sure, whatever.
That gets you another kind of sideways glance look. Okay, well, what's your last name then, Nero?
Cannot remember my last name at all.
Give me
I know,
an
like,
intelligence
my virus, but-
and resolve.
All my good rolls right now.
Uh-huh.
1 success.
You can remember your given last name.
I sort of like look distant for a second. Carver.
Nero Carver, all right. You guys gonna need beds for the evening?
I don't think so. I just really wanted to get this checked out.
All right then. Well, yeah, well, I'll get you some disinfectant that you can take with you, and just try not to mess with it, but keep it as clean as you can.
I'll try.
He'll come back after leaving for about 5 minutes or so. Got a couple tubes of ointment and a couple plates with some level of food on them.
Mhm.
Fill yourselves up and well, let us know if you need anything else.
Will do. Thanks.
Definitely.
I'll eat.
And you'll be left to your own devices.
Yep. I'm not good at farming pity. I need to just go beat somebody up.
Well, I think we should get out of here.
If only you were in better shape for
Yeah,
that
I
sort
know.
of thing.
Yeah, that was the thing. If I didn't have 2 lethal injuries.
Yep.
Yeah, finish eating and then take the disinfectant and head back.
Okay.
At least I got something of it.
Yeah, I'm playing another jovial tune as I walk out to see if I can get any more heads to turn.
Okay. Give me another presence and expression. Still at a -2 though.
One success.
So you'll be able to catch one more as you step outside. You sort of hit those last few chords. One of the guys smoking his cigarette outside kind of glances over as you come. Hey, nice. Yeah. Good job. I like that. And then he goes
Thank you.
back to whatever conversation he's having with the other 3 gentlemen there. Meanwhile, downtown, near the harbor, Gale, you finished dancing with whichever one of your 2 individuals you chose. And once again, this antlered, blue-haired changeling who's sort of dominating the lion's share of the dance floor. This time, as she turns around, she just locks eyes with you, and there's a blink. She sort of cocks her head a bit, and then immediately heads off at... She doesn't walk away from you. She sort of walks laterally to a small little alcove where there's 2 or 3 other people sitting. She throws herself down on an upholstered seat, picks up a drink, and just tosses it completely back. And seems to be watching you very closely. while at the same time kind of carrying on idle bits of conversation with other people nearby. And she'll turn her head from one side to another as if diverting her attention, but those eyes are always tracking you.
Two little bits of clarification. One, I can't remember her name, but I seem to recall one of our hosts came with me.
Acacia came with you.
Did Acacia come all the way to the bar, or just like...
She actually went straight to the bar and like ignored the whole dancing thing. And yeah, she's probably halfway through her second at this point.
All right. Just checking that. And also, you said she was hanging out with other people back there. Do they seem to also be non-human to my perceptions?
Mortal as the day is long, best you can tell.
Cool. Well, I will, doing my best not... Actually, no. This fucker's a better dancer than me. So the guy I've been dancing with, girl, guy, whatever, the one that I selected as a dance partner, whatever, will, I'll do my best to break it off in a way that seems like I am totally above them and done with them now.
Okay.
I selected them and now I have unselected them and sort of make my way to the bar.
Sounds good.
See if I can...
So yeah, at a suitable lull in the EDM that's sort of pulsing throughout this this establishment, you just drop him cold and turn and walk away without a second glance.
Mm-hmm.
And as Acacia and this other changeling sort of watch you make your way towards the bar, Acacia kind of raises a glass to you in a very sort of not bad kind of way.
Yeah.
So,
I'm assuming I don't get any more glamour for fucking with the dude I was dancing with.
No.
Okay.
But as you step over to Acacia, she'll give you a nod and bend forward to make herself heard over the music that's just reverberating through this room. You good? We gonna get out of here?
Yeah.
I saw you caught Sunset's eye. Let's bounce. And she'll step up and just start walking towards the door.
Okay. Gale will follow.
Coming out, you can see that as late as it's gotten, there are a number of individuals coming and going from the various different establishments here. And Acacia guides you back up towards the end of the street where you know that you had dropped off Phage and Lark along the way. Phage, you have been kind of shooting the shit with Paige for a while. Mm-hmm. You guys have been having a decent time. You've managed to glean a little bit of local information to update you on some of the things that you may have missed over the past however long it's been. What's your plan at this point?
I mean, at this point, there's been this sort of this plate of food that has been set in front of the two of them, and Phage is just kind of after having a little bit of it, she's just kind of, I've actually had a relatively large meal earlier today, so here, she just kind of slides the rest of her plate towards Phage. Why don't you have that?
Well, I shouldn't, but fuck it. Okay. Thanks.
We're all here to live a little, aren't we? Besides, it doesn't look like you're... I kind of glanced back over the TV. It doesn't look like your friends are going anywhere anytime soon.
No, probably not. I mean, one of them's my ride, so I'll be sticking around, but it was nice talking to you. Are you local? You sound...
It's Irish family, but it's. I guess you could call this home as much as anywhere else is.
Oh, do you like travel a lot?
It's wander more than travel, but yeah.
That's so cool. I've always wanted to do something like that.
I'm sure we'll see each other again.
Yeah. I mean, and she'll kind of glance around. I hate talking bad about a business, while I'm there eating their shit and whatnot, but there are some much more fun locations around town.
Oh, please, dude, let me know.
She'll reel off a couple of different club names, most of which are very unfamiliar to you, which feels a little bit wrong. But then again, you haven't been here, right?
I barely remember anything of the time before I was in Arcadia, so
right. But she'll give you a few different hotspots that apparently she likes to frequent more, and kind of in that sort of open-ended, check it out if you want to sort of way.
I see you around there.
Probably. Weekends anyway.
Good to know. It's been a fun conversation.
Yeah, definitely. We should totally meet up again.
Absolutely. Phage, by the way.
Oh, rhymes.
I sort of stand up, leave her with the rest of the meal, and head out.
All right. Let's see. Gale, go ahead and give me a wits and composure -1. Phage, go ahead and give me a wits and composure -2. Actually, just -1 as well. And I'll want the same roll from Adele.
1 success.
And I think you're muted, Jeremy.
Yes. Sorry, it was. What was the modifier?
-1.
-1. Okay. Wits composure.
Damn it.
This one.
Two successes.
Okay. All right. So, as Phage steps out of the bar where she's been spending the time, Gale, you and Acacia definitely see her step out on the street. She towers. She's hard to miss.
Seeing her mean she's 7 foot tall. It's hard to miss her.
she just looms the fuck over everything in the nearby area. Phage, you see Gale and Acacia as they're making their way towards you as well. They do kind of stick out in a crowd when you're not blinded by the weird.
By the mask, yeah.
Right. And Adele, you're getting ready to leave one club, either headed home or to another, whatever your plans for this evening were.
Okay.
When suddenly an enormous changeling that you have never seen before in your life steps out of a bar, just kind of in front of God and everybody, right out into the street.
Okay.
And as you follow her gaze, she's making eye contact with another changeling, stark white, trailing petals behind her, who is making her way down the sidewalk towards her.
Okay. There's sort of a pause, sort of a curious tilt of the head. And then Adele just starts drifting in that direction.
Okay. So, Gale, you and Acacia meet up to Phage fairly quickly. You're able to navigate the crowd without too much trouble. And Phage looks about the same as when you left her.
She's a little bit more bright-eyed now that she's had like a decent conversation and a little bit extra glamour, but it's hard to say when she gets more energetic because she's always kind of like that.
All right.
So, how'd your evening go?
I think well.
Well, nothing. This one went toe to toe with, well, somebody who's been around a little longer than I have, and not too badly either. Managed to get what you needed, it looked like, Gail. And you didn't get in a fight with the Queen of Baltimore, so, you know.
Queen of Baltimore, huh?
Sunset Blue. She's another one. She if you need anything on a club scene level, Sunset knows everybody.
I just had a nice meal with a cute girl. Oh.
Better than a nice meal of a cute girl, I hope. And she gives you a very, like, comically denigrating wink.
I find that insulting, thank you very much.
No harm meant.
Faye just eats her.
We don't eat the other changelings.
Is that how they run things where you're from?
You don't eat.
No harm taken. I've just... Watch where you're poking. There's some old wounds.
Understood. We can do that. And then Acacia sort of leans over, like, out of the crowd just a little bit, making eye contact with you, Adele, who you are about 5 yards from this little trio of 3 changelings currently.
Yeah.
You've met Acacia once or twice before.
Okay.
What is that?
She's small.
Noise?
She's very nimble.
That'd be
somebody
Griffin
banging
playing.
one.
That'd be Griffin playing.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
She's small and nimble, and
Okay.
dresses kind of like a hipster lumberjack.
Okay. Right.
Like Aaron said, mainly like everybody in Portland. Yeah.
yeah, basically. So yes, Adele smiles and just sort of continues the slow, not ridiculously slow, but casual sort of drift up to the group. Gives a little pause, and when she speaks, it's in a sort of almost sort of a hollow, raspy sound that I cannot do, but I tried. Newcomers. I haven't seen some for a while. Hello.
So you guys turn around, and what's Adele look like?
So, the best way I think to describe Adele would be an attractively decaying corpse. Not that she's particularly attractive or not, but not in like the Walking Dead way of decaying corpse. She's got like your skin is very white, very almost bone white pale. That has decayed open in certain spots. So like on her forehead and her right cheek, spot on her throat, which sort of contributes to the voice thing. She has like her eyes being whited over, like cataracts might be. Black, little past shoulder length hair. And she's dressed in sort of just the modern goth interpretation of Victorian wear. So, long dress, full length arm sleeves, all black, of course.
You have no idea how she is not melting with sweat in this.
Right?
Probably because she doesn't have sweat to give anymore.
Could be.
So yeah.
And their voice, is it like kind of a Kim Carnes Macy Gray or what?
Mike Wazowski. Sort
of
the ghost whisper.
Little bit like that. So there's a little bit of a wheeze to it because of the amount of air that comes out of the throat. very soft. It's sort of straining to be heard pretty regularly.
Okay. Gotcha. So this is who has stepped up to you guys.
Gil will give a little bit of a curtsy. Pleasure to meet you.
Does one back.
Phage kind of turns around as she speaks. Oh, that's... Hi there.
Hello. I hope you don't mind. I noticed you come out and then noticed the lot of you and thought I would come over and make introduction. My name is Adele. Been here a little while back. Have you arrived here from elsewhere or arrived here from elsewhere?
Judging by your tonality, you're guessing right on the second one.
Ah, of course. Well, I simply wish to come forward, make myself known. If there is anything you are in need of,
They're probably going to need IDs at some point. Acacia volunteers.
That's possible. I actually might be able to have somebody who could help with that.
That'd be appreciated.
Wonderful. Well, where are you off to now?
I think, unless you all have other plans, we were hoping to collect the rest of our...
Oh, there's more.
Yes.
Splendid.
Phage, I went off. Did you happen to see where the two of them went?
I think I saw where Lark went. I don't know quite where Liz is.
Liz is right behind you with a knife.
Actually, I am. Can I make a glance around, see if by any chance I can spot them?
Yeah, give me a wits and composure -2.
Okay.
I will also make that.
Yep, same roll.
Which is going to just be 2 dice. So
2 successes?
Okay.
1 success. Hey.
You both can see the tavern where you dropped off, where you're pretty sure Lark went in for the karaoke. And then you remember Birds of a Feather being the first place you stopped, and neither of you remember seeing Liz afterwards.
So I think right there might be. I say pointing over at Birds of a Feather.
Good place to start.
Already lost your friends.
Yep. It happens.
We all split up.
I was the last person to split off.
Yes, you were.
I was the second to last, so, you know.
But yeah, it's just across the street, about halfway up the block. Towards the corner where you know Birds of a Feather is just around. But if you guys start making your way that way, Lark, how long were you going to be
Lark just walked
working?
off.
Oh. Lark would be busy
With
using
child.
the microphone, I'm sure. So let's shift over to Liz then, who has gotten summarily dismissed by
Yes, it
a
went
gentleman.
terribly.
Yes, he did.
Welcome to the club.
It went terribly, and this is not. There are a lot of people, and talking to people is not great. I don't really want to stick around.
Okay.
I want to go home, but I can't because there's a car, and I'm not exactly sure how to get back. Maybe I am.
I was going to say, you can get home just fine because
I can get
you're the
home
one
just
who
fine.
drove here. You have the
I'm the one who
keys.
drove here, and in the movie, you usually try and go back together. So I'm gonna just sit outside and panic
Okay.
slightly. And if there is anything like stray lying on the ground, I am picking it up and like fiddling with it and trying to like do hand stuff because it's.
Give me a resolve and composure then.
Okay.
Given the scenario you just went through, I'll let you put in your own penalty anywhere from 1 to 2.
Okay.
How bad are you
choice.
panicking?
I'll do 2. This is fairly new to her, and she's kind of freaking out.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair.
Yeah. 1 success.
Okay. So you step out, and you take a few very intentional deep breaths, which is also kind of weird because, like, 2 days ago you were a mirror.
Yep.
And now you've got respiratory faculties. How wacky is that?
Kind of exciting.
And you kind of just glance around and search, and you find a scrap of the Baltimore Sun.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. Words, pictures. I start looking at it.
Okay.
On the bench.
Yeah, it's something from the lifestyle section of like 2 days ago.
But it has a date on it.
Yes, it does.
Okay. I proceed to freak out more.
Okay.
Because I think she recalls the date, and it wasn't that many numbers. So
it probably was not.
Those digits. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know that time was weird. But you also kind of have a rough estimate of how long it kind of sort of felt like. And yeah, that year is a lot further along than you anticipated it being.
Yep. Okay. So I freak out a little bit on the bench. Tell people.
Yeah, there's you can find a small place to sit fairly close to where you guys use street parking for the vehicle. Yep. And you just sit there and quietly hyperventilate to yourself a little bit.
Yep.
Cool. Sounds good. Meanwhile, Lark, how long would you have been on the microphone at the Dog Watch Tavern?
Until someone kicks her off.
Okay. They'll probably give you 3 songs before the guy's like, all right, yeah, no, lady, it's turns and I mean, you're good, yeah, but step and then somebody, and then maybe you can get, you see what I'm saying here, right? Okay. All right. Yeah, sit down. Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
I can actually see a Baltimorean doing that kind of.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Yeah.
That is how that goes.
Yep. One just did.
Thank you. But yeah, so you will find yourself there, and you have that weird moment of, I don't actually have a seat to walk back to, so now I'm literally just standing in a bar. And a lot of the attention is obviously on who's up next, but there's a number of people just kind of staring at you, Lark. And you're sort of in that sort of half exposed in the middle of an open area phase.
All right, with a strong, confident walk, she is going to walk over to the bar and get a drink.
Okay. Bartender will give you a smile and a nod. It is fairly busy, so they don't have a lot of time for conversation, but you have a drink. And the next singer is passable. Not nearly as good as you were on some of your follow-up numbers, but better than you were on your first one.
It was a warm-up.
Meanwhile, the quartet, you guys can see the dog watch from where you're standing in front of the green turtle. So are you guys headed over there or what?
Adele seems to content to follow them since they know more
Unless
than her probably where people are.
Unless anyone else moves differently, Gail's just gonna head on in, see if she can spot.
You can spot Lark from the door. You're starting to sort of train your eyes of, hey, it's actually easier to notice people who don't actually look like people, even when there's in crowds,
Yep.
Yeah, so you can see her.
How easy is it to pick the bird out of a group of people?
Right, exactly. And yeah, you can see her there over by the bar, working her way on a drink.
I'm gonna see if I can catch her eye and give her a wave.
Give me. Are you trying to specifically remain unnoticed by everybody else, or just do what is necessary to get Lark's attention?
Oh, just get Lark's attention.
Okay.
I don't mind if people notice me. After all,
Presence and
I
expression.
deserve to be noticed.
Fair enough.
And there's the giant of a woman standing over her shoulder to make sure nobody bothers us.
Right.
Which is kind of funny, given that I'm the fighter and you're the socializer.
So yeah,
I'd have to look imposing. Also, I can fight, just not with weapons.
presence and expression.
Which is honestly more relevant in a city environment where weapons would be illegal.
Okay,
And Adele, I want you to give me an intelligence and streetwise as well.
Okay.
Presence. Oh, there's expression. No negative on that?
Nope.
2 successes.
Okay. You're kind of rolling over in your mind what Acacia had referenced, and you do know, actually, if you need IDs, you do know the changeling that you go to for that.
Okay.
His name is Ledger.
Okay.
He works in real estate, from what you've heard. But he's apparently, as far as like paper trails, records, identification, that sort of thing, especially for when you've just come out of the hedge and are trying to get back on your feet.
Right.
Like if Adele has an ID, he probably made it.
Okay.
Gail, as you look in, you kind of feel a little bit of muscle memory take over, and you sort of raise a hand to rap on the window, and instead both your fingers go to your lips and you just give a piercing whistle. And Lark, you hear that very quickly, and as your head jerks to the side, you see Gale sort of waving at you through the plate glass window in the front of the tavern, with Phage standing behind her, probably hands on her hips or folded across her chest or something, grinning widely.
Folded.
Right. Your friends have apparently found you.
She'll walk over to them when she hears
Okay.
that.
Acacia's there, and a new changeling that you haven't met yet, who looks like a very well put together corpse.
Hello.
Hello.
Looks at the looks to the others to make introduction as would be appropriate.
Lark, Adele, Lark.
Yeah.
We should go find the scrawny one.
Where is Liz? Do I look up and do I look out and see Liz like panicking on a street corner?
No, you kind of know where the car was. It's a little further down and around the corner.
Yeah.
And you can't see Birds of a Feather from this point. You'd have to walk down on to Alisana.
Probably gonna head down to where Birds of a Feather is, and the car's near there too.
Okay.
Let's
check the
head
bar.
towards-
Check by the car. Those things. See if we
Okay.
find it.
I want 2 people from the group to give me wits and composure, and I want Liz to give me that as well.
All right. I'm gonna keep doing the same penalty on that.
No penalty for
No.
this one.
Okay. Wits and composure.
I guess Gale and I, because
Sure.
we're actively looking.
3 successes.
2 successes.
Oh fuck! That was the wrong roll. Sorry. That's presence.
Gale starts yelling at a tree. Okay.
Tell
Notice
me where she is.
Pay attention to me, you goddamn elm.
I mean, it is changeling. That tree could be a changeling.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It could. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Woodwalkers are
Four
a thing.
successes anyway.
Okay. Yep.
They're my
So yeah,
people.
you guys can pick out the panicking, one-eyed individual at the far end of the street, who's sitting pretty much right in front of the vehicle, so it's not too hard to pick her out. Liz, as you're kind of fiddling with this newspaper, I don't know, maybe tearing it into pieces and then tearing those pieces into smaller pieces or something. You glance around and you see this small quintet coming towards you.
One of them's kind of like.
One of them is
cracked
definitely
looking.
new.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, you found each other.
Hi. And I see, and then I see the new person, presumably.
Yep.
Oh wow. Oh, new people. Oh, okay. We're making friends. Good. This is good. I'm glad you've all made friends. Does that hurt? And I like just does this hurt at all? Because that looks really painful. Usually you don't want to have holes that go through there. I'm pointing at all of your
Right.
like slightly like decayed.
There's a pause as if she's trying to consider the answer to that. Not that I notice anymore.
Oh wow! So no nerves. Okay, well that's just so does this and I am gonna start poking
This
you.
is Bliss.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I haven't introduced myself. No way.
As
It
Liz starts trying to poke Adele, Phage is like, little one, calm down.
Okay, it's
And he's just like put a hand on her.
okay. Yeah, it's just
So this meat hook just kind of lands on your shoulder, and it covers it like it's like a pauldron on you. You know, where it's just like, yeah, right.
okay.
Not aggressive, not intimidating. Just that's a big ass hand.
So big. Okay. Are can we go? I just
The reaction wasn't like freaked out as much as curious as what was about to happen.
Mildly intrigued.
Yes.
yeah. So are we going back?
I believe that's the plan.
I'm good.
How did your search go?
Not great.
That's too bad.
It's okay. Yeah.
We'll have to try and find you some other ways.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Acacia, do you know anything other than what we're good at?
I'm thinking bed sounds good.
All right.
I mean, I haven't slept
And
in a
she just
while.
kind of blinks at you.
Wasn't what I was asking, but that also was a good thing. Yes.
How many of us are sober?
Does like 4 drinks in and like not really affected kind of sober?
Probably. It's up to you.
I have probably had 1 drink, and I'm probably fairly drunk because I haven't had a drink in like 20 years. So it's very
yeah.
potent.
Right. Liz
I didn't
is
drink.
buzzed.
Mostly.
Buzzed as fuck.
Sober.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 1, 2. Lark, you like literally just finished something, so I'm gonna give you a hard pass. All right. Well, Gale or Phage.
Gail will.
I like
I can try.
big hands, small steering wheel.
All right.
That's fair.
I'm assuming someone has the keys, and I'm just not remembering.
Oh wait, yes. Oh, okay. I hand you the keys because I have them.
So Liz is like just kind of watching this whole thing, and then immediately
it takes
just
me a really
like,
long time.
all right, and digs through whatever smock you're wearing currently. Yeah, and comes up with
Keys.
Okay.
the frog head on the keychain keys. Yes, right.
I can drive. I have Dockland Drive.
Where are you
I
parked?
don't.
I'll follow you.
We're actually staying next to the car, I believe.
Here,
Oh.
we can wait if you need to pull
Yes,
your
I'll
vehicle
go
around.
get mine and be right back.
Of course.
And yeah, I assume it's not too far.
Probably not too far, block or two at the
'Cause,
most.
yeah.
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah, because this isn't the main downtown area. This is just one of the sort of out on the edge clusters of the downtown area.
Right.
Yeah, if I'm gonna drive something, I need something a little bit more spread out. I'm thinking like a motorcycle, maybe. I don't know, something with handles rather than a wheel.
You need something either you need a motorcycle or you need an Abrams tank. Nothing in the middle.
I need something that doesn't have a wheel. I need something with handles.
Right. But yeah, you guys pile into the vehicle. Adele goes and grabs hers and meets behind you. And for anybody who needs directions, Acacia manages a fairly clear and concise description of take this turn here, go down, right, intersection, okay, stop at the light, and now, all right, good. And you guys pull back in front of the row house right about the same time, probably. I assume Nero and Neo were pretty much headed straight back.
I wanted to stop and get a lighter if I could.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
Oh.
There's like 7-Elevens and shit around.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to pick up some alcohol. And
Yeah, you guys can definitely find both of those.
We go for a cigarette and booze run.
Right. Booze and coffin nails.
Yep.
Make sure we have what we need. Yep. And yeah, but you guys are back at 709 North Duncan. All roughly around the same time. The porch light is on. The house itself is locked. And all of the upstairs lights are out. There's like a lamp on in the living room that's sort of shining through the first floor windows.
So, like, they're pulling up as we're walking up, or we have already gotten to the porch, or what?
You guys are probably on the porch right now, as these two vehicles with their headlights on.
Yeah. So when I see everybody else coming, just sort of like nudge Neo, and then I'm just gonna lean against the wall and pull out a lighter or pull out a cigarette and start lighting, because might as well see what everybody else has been up to while we, you know.
Do the car keys have a house key on them?
Yes, they do. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I drink it.
So Adele, as you pull up behind the Explorer, you see two other figures just sort of on the front porch under the light. Plenty of moths and insects flying around it.
Wonderful.
Right. One of them
like
smoking, one of them drinking.
Okay.
Well, one of them preparing to light up.
Yeah. But Acacia will sort of just pop out of the Explorer and head up, pulls out her own key, and unlocks the door.
Hi.
I'm going to get some shut-eye.
You look like you need it.
Did you guys bring back peanuts?
I did.
Thank you.
I forgot.
Peanuts.
And then, as Adele walks into view, I'm still lighting the cigarettes at pause. Just doing best to not comment.
Oh,
We met her on the way.
do you mind? I left my lighter in the club.
Sure. I'll hand it over.
I tossed Raphael peanuts.
Thank you kindly.
Nero, Neo, you?
Adele. Pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Where'd they find you?
Further downtown.
Right. Okay.
We went to a bar.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Several bars, actually.
Well, I'm happy you did, because I got my peanuts, and he's just gonna start eating. Got something to go with his liquor.
Yep.
That's all you need.
Well, I hope you guys had fun.
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
Gail will stop speaking the instant anyone speaks over her.
All right. She's like, so there's an awkward silence as Nero waits for Gail to continue and Gail doesn't. Okay, I hand the disinfectant to Liz.
Ooh.
Got some of this. I was told I probably need to apply it to that. As I
Okay.
the wound.
Have you done that already?
No.
Do we? Okay, so we need to do more. I immediately, just ignoring any sort of social.
We are doing meatball surgery right here on the front porch.
Yes,
I
exactly.
slouch
Wonderful.
down to give easy access.
Okay, I start.
Because otherwise it's overhead
smearing.
work.
Yeah.
Couldn't
All
you
right.
have all waited until we got to the back to do this?
It's. You had it here.
I look around. Are there a lot of neighbors around?
There's actually
Potentially?
not currently.
Okay. But could there
there
be
is a fence
potentially
in the
be?
back.
Oh, there totally
Oh, yeah.
potentially
Also,
could be,
Perhaps addressing whatever kind of wound that is.
Oh,
Bullets.
a bullet.
Yes, perhaps
I
not
have.
on the front.
I have
porch.
the bullet.
Yes, you do. Give me a wits and streetwise, Adele.
Okay.
I mean, I was already standing on the porch.
Yes, but you were standing on the porch with a bandaged shoulder. You were not standing on the porch with an exposed wound getting
Right.
treated.
So,
Sir.
To be fair,
Yeah.
that sounds kind of like down-home medicine to me.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, you'd look up and down the street. You definitely don't see anybody currently, like, directly watching. So,
Okay.
alright.
I mean, we can go inside. I don't care. I was out here
Okay.
smoking.
Yes. Just
I believe
I don't
everyone
want
will be
to
smoking
call
on the back
attention to
porch.
the house of people that are being really nice and helping us. Because
I will stand up.
Okay. I cap the disinfectant.
And we'll go to the backyard.
probably trail smoke through the house. Damn degenerates.
Yep.
Definitely
Thank
say that out loud.
God.
I mean, nobody said otherwise. That would
Of
not be
course
okay.
she
with
had
Adele.
said that out loud.
Internal monologue.
Yeah.
There's just a very disapproving look at especially those who know better.
I walk through the house very quickly.
Phage walks into the house and looks at the kitchen and sees like 4 hams sitting out for her.
At this point, there's a number of things covered in foil. We'll just go with that.
I immediately start going through the things that are covered in foil.
So yeah, there's definitely the better part of a ham. There's some sort of tomato sauced baked chicken still on the bone though. There's a green bean casserole.
There are no
and
mashed potatoes left. I ate all of them.
There are no
Yeah.
mashed potatoes, right? You
There
can
was-
definitely smell mashed potatoes, but that casserole dish is empty and in the sink.
Mm.
And yeah,
There was coleslaw. Neo definitely ate all of it.
okay. There honestly probably was not like necessarily crafted, but in like a Tupperware, sort of. But yeah,
And so
Yeah.
it's
there's
like-
the decent remnants of a fairly large meal.
and she just kind of like looks over it. Oh, how do I choose? Oh, I don't. I eat all of it.
So once we come in, since clearly there are a lot of changelings living here,
Mhm.
it's probably a fairly significant place. So just as a matter of course, Adele's going to check for ghosts.
Okay.
And
Preemptively.
as we walk in, I waved my cigarette at it, like sort of in the air, so Adele can see it. Out back.
Yes, of course. And she pauses for a second and says that sort of distracted as she's looking around.
Yeah. And then I can.
Give me
And
a
I will do the
presence and
ghost
weird.
presence one, yeah, instead of spending the glamour.
Mhm.
You know,
Damn it. Nothing.
I think you do still have to spend a glamour to activate that one.
The catch for Ghastly Presence is you're a Grave White.
Oh, or you're a Grave White. Hey, look at that.
You are a great one.
You star.
Perfect.
Mine.
That's going to make life a lot easier for you.
That
yeah.
is basically what their kiss ability is, except for you
Right.
spend a glamour point for that one, and it just happens.
Mhm.
So she pauses, looks around curiously. They're not around yet. Oh, yes, out back. You said.
I'm already out that door.
Follow. Sort of
Yeah,
glide along after.
Yeah, Neo was kind of just still in the door. He was just pointing to the other doors. Like, he went that way.
Thank
And then
And Gale will. I'm headed that way.
and Neo also kind of like just lifts his drink up to Phage, and he's just like, cheers. And then he just walks out to the porch.
She tries to go cheers and then realizes she doesn't have a drink in hand. Oh, I should fix that. Goes to find a drink.
The only thing in the fridge is milk at this point.
Ah, darn it.
And, of course, there's the sink.
Neo, did you happen to get beer on while you were out?
Just enough.
Just enough. You can finish this one if you want.
Oh, I won't take that from you. You're free to have it.
I got you tomorrow.
No worries. I'll just pour myself a glass of milk.
Okay.
And, yeah, Neo's gonna walk it back.
At which
Well,
point,
at this point, you guys have probably an hour or two before midnight hits.
I think Liz wanted to apply disinfectant to my wound.
Yes. As soon as I can finish that, I will finish it.
Okay.
And then cap the thing.
So yeah,
There.
you've got about
It's better.
you've got most of a tube of something equivalent to probably Neosporin or something at this point,
Mhm. Yep.
or whatever the
Jill will
more
get
actually
herself
medically appropriate ointment for a recently treated bullet wound.
Don't want to.
is.
Yeah. Not Neosporin, but yeah.
Right.
And I am not particularly worried if you feel hurt by this. So sort of.
Just,
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Okay. There
Jill-
you go.
Jill-
Adults
just
watching.
You're just
gentle.
playing accompanying music.
Gale
That-
will
that is
grab
not
herself a
helping.
glass of water and
Fine by me.
be out on the patio with everyone.
Okay.
All right.
Phage-
I
Phage
finished.
should-
Cap the tube.
Lark, what did you do when you came back to the house?
Lark is going to grab one of those magazines she had left on the floor,
Okay.
and she's going to go take it up to her bedroom and just lay there with her legs dangling from the bed,
Okay.
reading.
Acacia is asleep in her bunk, but there is still like a side table light on, just like a little desk lamp kind of thing. So you've got enough illumination to read.
Okay.
I thump down in one of the chairs outside, and I pull out these scraps of paper from my pocket and just sort of like in a wad in my hand, in the middle. Do you know it's 2017?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Year. Yeah.
Yes. 2017.
No, I did. Well, look at the weird kind of.
Yes,
Right.
knew. I gathered.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, us. There's
Yes,
the
yes,
people
not-
who's
yes.
helping us out are.
Yeah.
Yes. And she gets sort of a little smiley. Welcome to the future.
Not
Where are the
comforting.
flying cars? Where
No.
are the hoverboards? Where are
There are supposedly self-driving cars, but I wouldn't take one.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
We crash.
yeah.
Huh.
The Google car only crashes when a human is behind the wheel.
I mean,
Statistics.
there's actually
Anyway.
a new thing where people are using graffiti to fuck up road signs and cause
Yes.
problems. for the
Mhm. Yep. That
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
though.
When you
That too.
interfere with things, they don't work. Amazing science.
Is that if you don't mind my asking, how?
We were running away from cogwork people, and they were shooting at us, and they got me.
And he also kind of jumped in front of an explosion.
That was earlier, and that was not the bullet wound.
No, that was the bullet.
Yeah,
I
this is
flubbed.
the bullet I didn't jump in front of. That caught me from behind.
No.
True.
Well, welcome
I
out.
just kept going.
By the way, how were everyone's nights?
Yeah.
Well, we went to a homeless shelter, and I played people some music and made them feel better.
I got the disinfectant.
Lark, as you're going through this magazine, you're finding some names that you're not familiar with. There's somebody named Lordy. There's somebody named Keisha, but she spells it with a $sign for some reason.
Okay.
And yeah.
Is
You
that
do
Lordy
find
with an
Hyam.
I? Is that Lordy with an I
Yes!
or an E?
With an E.
Because one of those I'm interested in. The other one, not so much.
Did she also find the one called Feety Wap?
Yep.
Hashtag ham time.
So what do you do?
That's a broad question.
Yeah,
Well-
I'm sure you can provide a broad answer.
Like, except looking dead, there's probably other stuff that you do.
I mean, what do I do? What did I do? I write. I do a lot of writing. That's what I used to do before everything. And mostly, I am. I try to find ways to discover more about us. Are ways to sort of, for lack of a better term, deal with our former them.
Interesting.
Nero does like some mental math. Them as in us, or them as in them?
The key.
They?
Okay.
I'm gonna go out and say it because
Yeah.
I don't.
Don't.
What?
Got a feeling that using
Give
certain
me
words
a
not good idea.
wits and perception.
Okay.
Who?
All of us, or
Everybody, actually, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not in that conversation.
Yeah,
You want
not
to just pull
Phage.
it?
Not Phage, because
With
Phage is still in the kitchen.
perception.
Wits?
Oh, I'm
you mean wits
in
and
my
composure?
room.
Sorry,
Should-
wits and
Ah.
composure.
With
Yep.
composure.
It's not Phage and not Mark.
Goddamn,
It's neither of us.
shifting from.
Yeah.
Four successes.
2 successes.
1.
4.
So, Nero and Liss, as you guys are just kind of sitting there, and Liss, you say that, and Nero sort of flinches a bit.
Mhm.
There's a pause in the conversation. But aside from the distant sound of a car engine and a wind across the rooftops, you don't really hear or feel anything too differently. Definitely not that sense that I think it was Nero you caught in the factory in the
It was
hedge.
me and Phage, yeah.
Yeah.
Just when we were making our way out, I said that, and it didn't feel like it was safe to say.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
Probably
if
not a
it's-
good idea to stay.
I don't know if it's still that way, but don't take chances.
There is not here, but either way, it's distasteful, I suppose. It does them a service they don't deserve.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
How long have you been out?
About 5 months.
Wow.
You know, the more I think about it, the more we sound like we just got out of prison. I mean, I guess we just
You
technically
did.
did. Yeah.
Yes.
Most definitely did.
Yeah.
Well, going back to that topic that you were talking about earlier, about trying to figure out more about us, how much do you know about us, as Neo was pointing to himself, and to Adele, kind of referencing that they're kind of similar in some kind of way?
I don't know how. That's actually a good question. How much would I have figured out about that kind of stuff? Like,
As
in
far as
obviously seeming kiss, etc. But
right. As far as that goes, you're obviously clearly aware of your own
Right.
personal strengths and weaknesses. And as far as blessings and curses go, you are not by any means the only other Darkling in the city.
mhm.
So there's a level of knowledge that you have. How much of it is verified and how much of it is just kind of lore and potentially mythology?
Right.
There's a little bit of blur between those lines for you still.
Okay.
But yeah, you'd be able to tell him, about the sunlight thing and
Yeah.
that sort of and the hey, we're sneaky as fuck, and
Right.
things like that. You would definitely be able to.
Not
fill in
enough.
on.
Cool. Not enough for my taste, but enough to potentially help.
Well, it's a
Um,
start. I feel like it's something that we both can learn from as we continue
Yes.
this journey down, being the hell out of that prison.
How much do you all know in general? How much do you remember?
We've been out
This
for
is
maybe half a day. No, not quite that. And a lot of that was
sunset.
spent going to a club because that's emotion eating. So, not much.
I remember a little bit about myself, but not a lot.
Same
or
here. I
that
know.
may come back.
I remember pieces.
Give me a wits and empathy, Adele.
Okay. Well, I need to take empathy. Good. 3 successes.
Okay. Your read on this group of people in front of you is they know very little, especially about life on this side of the hedge.
Right.
So like the idea of what a motley is, what the courts are, they probably have no clue about.
Okay.
Pledges, contracts, maybe a little more, but still probably just the basics.
Right.
And I mean, while Baltimore hasn't officially become a freehold and produced the fully structured court system, it's working its way there. There's
Okay.
actually a lot of buzz in Changeling society of, hey guys, we need to get on the ball and get this done because this is one thing that will hopefully help at least keep us safer.
Right. Okay.
But these people in front of you probably have no idea about any of
Right.
that.
Well, you've come along at potentially a rather exciting time. Things are perhaps starting to come together here in terms of organization. I think it's fortunate that you all had the experience of coming out together. Perhaps you can acclimate a little more rapidly than others have. It took me about a week to even go anywhere from where I had come out.
Do most people come out alone?
More. It varies, more or less, though. The group this size is not entirely normal.
Definitely.
Thinking back to the events that triggered this whole thing, everything sort of breaking apart and collapsing.
You only know that about yourself.
From my
Right.
perspective, things breaking apart and collapsing. Did that now that Adele is talking and that there and I sort of had this knowledge that there are other changelings out here. Did that seem like some outside force caused it, or did it seem like natural entropy?
Give me an intelligence and occult -3.
So chance die.
Okay. Make it a chance die then.
Because I have no dots in occult, which makes it already -3, which makes it a -6. I've got 1 dot
Oh,
in
no.
intelligence.
Can I
Nope.
try and determine the same thing
was a
from
9.
my? I remember there being signs saying that something was up. Something was
Yes, for you to be intelligence and occult -1.
okay.
What about for myself?
You
I
didn't
nodded
really
this
see
conversation.
anything, and you, as far as you know, because you guys had been planning for a while, you guys literally tried to set up a situation wherein the Weavers would be able to break out.
Okay.
Yeah, zero
yeah.
Yeah,
successes.
that makes more sense.
Okay,
Oh.
so yep.
Yep.
Yep. Not sure.
So
Huh.
Nero's
Yeah,
just sort of a thinking
well-
face on.
Going back to that conversation, well, I personally did expect to come out with a party just a little bit larger, but with a couple of different people. Not any of these people. I don't know who any of these people are, and I hope to figure out who you are, but there are a few people that I need to look for. A couple people that are very close to me.
Give me an
You-
intelligence and resolve, by the way, Neofly.
Mm-hmm.
Do people normally come out in the same spot, or are there many places all over town?
There are
Well, there-
openings. Do you remember where you came out?
There was someone pointing a shotgun on us when it came out. It was
That
Yes.
yeah,
Waterfront.
Acacia.
Yeah, it was
Or-
Gilly.
Interesting.
No, Gilly.
Gilly.
Yeah.
There we go.
One success.
My notes are great.
You do remember, Neo, quite a number of your party of the Weavers, at least 3 of them, you saw them killed in front of you during your attempted escape.
They took 3 of the 4 Beatles. They took Hercules, they took Goliath, and they took Titan.
I'm sympathetic. That may not be something you wish to rush into quite yet before you're somewhat situated, dear.
I think you're right about that.
You have a lot. There is a lot that you will need to learn about yourself and about how the world works now. Both in terms of us, and I don't know how long all of you have been gone, but their world too, pointing to the outside.
Yeah.
Got it.
There's this wonderful thing called internet. That wasn't around when I was.
Me neither. What the
No.
hell is that?
I must have gone in a lot later, a lot early, more recently than you guys did.
It's possible.
because
Well, there
I
was
remember it.
beginning early talk of something.
With the date, do I know when I went in now? Like, do I know the year?
You probably have a decently projected,
Yeah.
like, oh, I've been gone roughly
Like a couple of
ish.
years.
Right? Yeah. hmm
Yeah.
Would I have the same gist of that?
If somebody mentions the date, you'll probably be able
Yeah.
to get at least a rough estimate. Yeah.
Liz mentioned it earlier.
Yeah,
Right.
2017.
Yeah, no, I remember. I remember 2014.
Oh, not long at all. Although you'll find that doesn't necessarily correlate.
I remember 1987. Oh man, I was so young back then.
A few years before me, then.
I do, but there were more years before after that. This is weird. This is so weird.
I don't think
Very
we
weird
should.
indeed.
I don't think we should go down this rabbit hole right now when we're all
No.
tired and having had consumed alcohol and various other substances.
Speaking of drinks, I need another one, but I don't feel like going back to that convenience store.
You should probably go lay down, Neo.
Think you need sleep.
Sleep would probably be best. If you've only been out for a short while, for less than a day, take some rest. Rest you can actually feel comfortable in as much as you will. You probably won't feel entirely.
I look down.
You said
I just
we-
need clothes.
You said
we
we
can
need to
help
get
with that.
situated
Yes.
before we go back.
If
have a
you
week.
wish. If
We
you
only have a
wish.
week. We only have a week.
A
This-
week? What do you mean we only
I
have a
look
week?
like panicked around the circle.
We need to
people
find a
that are
place. We need to find a place to stay. We only have this place for a week.
Oh. Well, I'm not talking about going back anywhere outside of this home, like to find another place to live. I'm talking about going.
Yeah. No.
And Neo Fly was talking about going back for a rescue. That's what I meant.
Oh.
If you
okay.
only have a week,
Then we have to do something.
Yes.
I mean, you need to find a place.
We have to do something else. We have to do something for the people here.
Yeah. At the end.
Ah.
At the end of the week, we owe them a favor. For
Yes,
letting us stay here.
fair enough.
As they're talking about places to stay, Adele,
Mm-hmm.
obviously there's a single word that comes to your mind fairly quickly, especially with your knowledge of all things changeling that you've been trying to grab. That word
Right.
is hollow.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So, for what that's worth.
Well, that's something that can be. That's something perhaps that can be dealt with once we come to that. There are options, both mundane and otherwise.
I sort of reach up and fish out the chain around my neck, the
Mhm.
one that's not actually part of the vest, and it's got a magnet and a key on it, hanging on it, because I took the magnet with me. I like to sort of hold up the key. I think this can help, at least temporarily.
What is it?
You said I know
You know
innately. I know
principle.
innately. what it is,
You know pretty well how it functions, yeah.
It's a key. If I use it to open up a door, the owners of that house. If I use it to open up a home, the owners of that home won't be back for 24 hours at least.
That's
I mean, in terms of a place to stay beyond this, I have a home. That is definitely a possibility. There may be something further, a more permanent option that we may want to look at. You may want to look into. We know.
I think perhaps trying to figure out at least some level of financial stability papers, if we, get the sense that might be useful. Something.
Oh yeah.
Lark, roll me stamina.
Okay. Just stamina?
Just stamina.
Do I need to go back to school?
I
need to get gigs.
I don't think I ever.
No,
Lots of
I
gigs.
had a diploma, but I guess that doesn't matter anymore.
0 successes.
Looks at my.
You fall asleep into your magazine.
Awesome.
I'm gonna try and look at like Nero.
Mm-hmm.
Does he look young enough to be a student by my estimation?
Give me a.
Or like he'd need to be a student.
Give me an intelligence and investigation.
Like 7 gigs a week. Oh man.
Well.
So chance die.
Okay.
0 successes.
You are guessing he is, well, he said the word diploma, so you are guessing he is somewhere between the ages of 18 and 40.
Hard to tell with changelings.
Sometimes. But the lighting is fairly poor out here, and he's mostly underlit by the tip of a cigarette. So.
And the rest of him.
Yeah, but you can't see
doesn't
that
actually
he's
cast
trying
that
to look
much
at the
light,
other thing.
actually, surprisingly enough.
You like a
Like
nightlight.
Yeah, like you're on fire, but you're not even technically most of the time as bright even as like a candle would be.
Nice. It's gotta look weird. That's gotta be a very unsettling
You
image.
look like a dim lava lamp.
Like a lava lamp, like a lava lamp
Perfect.
that's had like a lava lamp that's had like wax paper wrapped around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were saying a supremely unintelligent lava lamp, and I was like,
I do only have 1 dot of intelligence, but
you do only have 1 dot of intelligence.
I've got 4 of wits.
It's been so long, I don't
Yeah,
even
like
know
if
how
you-
much to pay out for
Like if
gigs.
you wrap a lava lamp in like wax paper or something like that, yeah.
Otherwise, how does a fire heart sneak anywhere, you know?
It's true. It's true.
Right.
I'm going to try and get some rest. I had an eventful evening, and
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll
that's-
talk about things more.
That's not a bad idea.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish these peanuts and go to sleep.
All right.
Neo
So is
collapses
anybody
in the-
staying up particularly?
I was going to see if any of our patrons were still up at this hour.
Nope. At this point, everybody is pretty well sacked out.
All
So
in that case, I'm going to finish my meal and wait for everybody else to head upstairs before I go myself.
Okay.
Adele will ask her, like, does anybody have a phone?
No.
No.
They said something about getting us phones.
That can be done. She'll
You
look
can
around
find
and
a
see if
phone
there's a
in-
house phone.
Yeah, you can find a landline actually
Okay.
in the kitchen.
So she will give her phone number to somebody. This is not her place. This is not her place to stay.
Mhm.
I will be by tomorrow. If you need anything before then, contact me anytime. And she will depart and head back to her house.
Okay.
Gail will try and catch Adele if she can without all the others around as she's headed out.
Okay.
Front porch.
Jeff,
Yeah.
remind me the name of that changeling that I met at the bar.
Sunset Blue.
By the way, do you happen to know, you are familiar with people who are in this city.
Yes.
The name Sunset Blue happened to ring a bell.
Give me an intelligence and streetwise.
Intelligence and streetwise. One success.
You have heard the name.
Okay.
You know that she is very active in both the mainstream and underground social scenes.
Mm-hmm.
She is a social circle tour de force in her own right. And something of the iconic fairest. Not that Adele would have this as a frame of reference, but Sunset Blue would give any toreador a fucking run for their goddamn money.
Okay.
You know that she's close friends with a couple of. She's definitely straight up Spring.
Okay.
She's fairly decent
dear.
friends with at least somebody in the Autumn Court, though.
Okay.
And she's part of. She's a Motley member with somebody from Summer.
Okay. Yes, I do know a little bit about them. What were you
I was
curious
just-
about?
Oh, it seems that I ran into her very briefly.
Did you?
Didn't talk, but call it curiosity. She seemed somewhat similar to me. Rough guess.
She stops there for a second and thinks about it. Is a discerning look. I think that is very. I think that time will tell, but I think that's fair to say.
Oh.
Yes. I think you will probably have much to talk about in the future.
Fair enough.
Good evening.
Okay.
As I'm going to sleep, Liz would want to try and get into a dream as soon as possible because she's not enjoying being out right now.
Okay.
And I don't know how I can do that because I only have one glamour left. If I can use Panamancy to sort of like find my way into something, I don't know if it could work like that. To find
As far as Panamancy goes, how many dots in Dream do you have?
I have, let's see, 2.
Okay. Because you can manage to do some various things. You can use your contracts, obviously, although that does require the expenditure of glamour.
Yep. And I don't think I have enough right now. I have really tapped out.
I think you're. I mean, you could spend your last one if you wanted, but then that would be used up, obviously.
Mhm.
But as far as managing a dream, you can do that to an extent, even without spending glamour in your own
Okay.
dreams.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yep. So I would
Um,
want to try and, yeah.
I mean, this will be the first time you know that you can manipulate dreams to an extent. This will be the
Mhm.
first time you've ever tried it back in the
Yes.
real.
Yes.
But yeah. Yep. So, as you guys go to sleep, all of you fairly quickly overtaken by dreams. A lot of them reflecting some of the experiences you've had both today and back through your durance. Some of the aspects become intimidating to terrifying very quickly. But whereas mortal dreams, you're sort of just along for the ride, all of you very, very strongly react and begin to attempt to take control, just kind of as a reflex. I want everybody to roll me a wits and manipulation.
Ooh, I'm good at that.
Does
Finally,
my
something I'm good at.
flowering
Fine
thing
success.
apply?
No, not for this one, because it's not in the physical world. Or some level of physical dimension.
4 successes.
4 successes for Nero.
Doesn't really.
Wits and manipulation, I'm good at.
0 successes.
Nothing for Neofly, okay.
2 successes.
2 successes for Adele.
0.
Nothing for Liz, okay.
Gail's character sheet isn't working, so give me a sec.
Phage, did you roll?
Yeah, 1 success.
1 success for Phage.
Bless you.
1 success.
1 success for Lark.
2 successes.
Reroll that 10, Lark.
Okay.
Just in case. 2 successes for Gale.
No successes.
Okay,
So
all right.
1.
So yeah, all of you, and even Adele to an extent, although dreams are kind of old hat for you at this point, suddenly realize that pretty much as soon as you step into your dream, you are much more aware, you are much more present, you are much more lucid than you ever remember having been before. And as those tendrils of Arcadia begin to intrude and the horrors of your captivity come back, attempting to haunt your subconscious and your sleeping psyche, you grab it with both hands and you shift it into something else. Liz and Neofly, while you guys don't necessarily change what is happening to you in the moment, you simply just step out and stop and don't anymore and drive yourselves straight down into your deeper levels of sleep. You know, it's the equivalent of turning off a horror movie that you don't want to watch and going and doing something else. The rest of you find yourselves just sort of naturally grabbing onto those terrifying aspects and either exerting control over it to an extent where you are less threatened, or literally just by the power of your own mind turning it into something not threatening, changing the scene. What is a torturous environment becomes something much more peaceful. A situation where you were deprived and under a huge amount of oppression, suddenly you just let the shackles dissolve, turn it into an area where you are now in control. And almost as if your psychology is starting to shift slightly, it's like holding your breath for an extraordinarily long time and then finally just letting it go and inhaling again and feeling that tension and that pain in your lungs turn into balance and comfort now. It's interesting. It's unusual. You don't know if it's always going to be like this, but for tonight at least, you manage to do fairly well. And as you all wake up the next morning, everybody gets a point of willpower back. If you had any that was spent.
I'm pretty certain
Most
everyone has
did
spent at
because
least
there
one.
was that, or most of us did because we made a deal.
Just willpower?
Yep.
Just a point of willpower, yep. And you smell food.
And immediately I am headed downstairs because there is food smell.
And Neo is just getting up and he's rushing because he knows that Phage is coming. He's like, oh shit.
Is my shoulder better at all right now? Or does it still?
All of your bashing damage would be gone.
Yeah.
Right.
I know you said something about the lethal damage. I didn't remember exactly what.
I think one of your points of lethal damage will be gone as well.
Okay.
Yay. Sweet.
Gale
will what?
Making use of the facilities to be ready and prepared for the morning and look nice.
Gale makes herself presentable.
Yeah,
Phaedra's
and
hair is like
probably takes up the bathroom for like
yes, it is only the one bathroom, right?
Yes, there is.
Lark is just like waiting outside the bathroom, banging on it.
Yeah, Neo's dreadlocks are probably just like up in a bun, kind of like down, like
right.
like an umbrella kind of thing.
Rocking the Lucio.
I'm still laying down. Just, fuck.
Give me a stamina roll there, Nero.
Ah. Me and my 2 dots. Zero successes.
Yeah, that metal bar is hell.
Yep.
Like somebody took the actual dimension of hell, forged it into something about 1.5 inches across and probably about 4 feet long.
And it's right in my back.
And it's right in your lower back.
Yep.
But yeah, no, you guys all wake up. There's an odor of eggs and orange juice, which does seem to be pretty much everything that's there. Just a shit ton of eggs and several pitchers of orange juice.
I eventually wrestle myself to the kitchen. Or to the
Phage
food.
just like grabs like a serving bowl and just like fills it with eggs and goes into that.
Okay. So Phage goes for breakfast. Neo, you're right behind. Still plenty of food left. Who's down next?
Well, if the girls are waiting at the bathroom, then it's probably me.
No, I'm going for food first.
Okay.
I'm going
All
for
right,
food
so
first.
listen Nero as well.
Because I don't think I ate anything last night, so...
I don't think you did either.
No, I did not. I just
you were
drank.
probably starving. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yay! Alcohol for the first time in 10 years on a completely empty stomach.
Yes.
That's
not fun.
Good thing you don't throw up.
Fantastic. All right.
Eventually, Gale will head down and let poor Lark have the bathroom.
So note to self.
Yeah,
more
Will
than one
is
bathroom
Will
or
is
whatever
just puttering about the kitchen, old man style. He's wearing boxers and an apron that says "Kiss the" on it. whatever used to be abbreviated embroidered down there, all of that is gone, just missing.
As I come into the kitchen, I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm going to burn that fucking couch.
You look terrible.
I feel terrible. Thank you.
I mean, you're definitely rested. It's just you've got a twinge on one of your kidneys right now. And
yeah, like shoulder aches, side aches, back aches, everything aches.
Should have tried the floor. It's pretty good.
And
now, eggs.
Yes. It's just.
So you sit down, just sort of groan and lower yourself into a chair. A plate of eggs goes bang in front of you with a fork on it, followed by a glass of orange juice, bang, followed by a bottle of acetaminophen, bang.
Bottle, click, just swallow like 4 pills.
Yep.
Click. Thank you. Then the orange juice.
I've been where you are, sir. I have been where you are.
the worst part isn't necessarily the wound anymore. Anyways, it's all the muscles screaming at you for being stupid and letting them get hurt. 'Cause that's
And he looks at you, Nero. Kind of gives you a once-over. You gonna need a piece for that holster, son?
Yeah, actually. I don't know where mine is. Well, I have an idea of where mine is.
Well,
And if you have any more pieces to hand out, I could use one. Well,
yeah, not really my thing. War Dancer is who you're gonna want to talk to.
War Dancer?
Oh yeah, Summer Queen in the making if I ever saw one.
Well, the name certainly fits my style.
Okay, yeah, no, she and the rest of the hooligans hang out down around the fort. So if you got some time and you're willing to put in some labor, she might pay you in equipment.
What day is it?
Today? Wednesday?
All right.
Yesterday was Tuesday.
I mean, I think we
Sorry,
got that.
yesterday was first day of the rest of my life, so if you'll forgive me if I don't know the days of the week yet.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
What month is it?
June.
Oh.
June.
Well, it
June.
looks like we're gonna have to take a trip.
June what?
Today?
It's a Wednesday in June.
16th.
Okay. Wednesday, June 16th, 2017.
The
Sir, 2017, the 16th was a Friday.
That's okay. In this version of 2017, it was a Wednesday.
in this version of
I was
2017,
gonna say, let's stop
Changelings
fucking with the
exist.
storyteller before he gets very angry at us. And
All I'm saying is you have a calendar this year.
I let Will know.
I'm making shit up.
I let Will know that the ladies made a friend last night, and that friend is apparently going to be coming by sometime this morning.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Is she gonna want breakfast?
Probably not. I think she's got her own place. So
Okay.
we should call the girl we brought home from the bar last night.
Oh yeah,
That is the polite thing to do.
sounds like a good idea.
I flick out the I flick out the number because I pocketed it because I have a vest.
Right.
And he digs into the pocket of the apron and tosses you a phone.
Oh, how does Phage's outfit look to her mask, by the way?
To her mask, probably loose blouse and some level of either pants or skirt.
Yeah, because probably pants, because her main outfit is like this very tight leather bodysuit
Right.
that she was kind of forced into.
But yeah, no, it's pretty much just some reasonably form-fitting slacks and a shirt of some sort.
Yeah, okay.
Who did he toss the phone
Looks at
to?
the phone. Looks at the
Whoever
number.
had the number.
Oh,
Gail, I think.
I handed the number
Well,
to Gail. So
Okay,
Yeah.
if you handed the number
the
to Gail,
phone
then-
and the number got handed to Gail, who looks
Yep.
at the number, looks at the phone. I know how to use this,
here,
Good.
I'll hold my hands.
but
Like,
I'm not sure the appropriate social way to.
I'll hold my
I
hand back
definitely
out.
knew this at one point, but
do you know her name?
yes.
Then you push the buttons, and when somebody answers, you say, "Hey, is this?" And then you say the name.
That's not. Fine. Just type in the number.
Either do it or don't.
I watch you the entire time because this
Yeah.
is fascinating.
So
to me.
your
This is really
phone
fun.
rings, Adele.
Okay,
It is not a number you recognize.
and it is waking me up because nobody said anything about morning.
No, they did not.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but
Hey, Nero, you got any more
Adele,
of them
Adele lives on darkling hours. Thank you very much.
correct. So it rings almost enough to go to voicemail before it picks up, and it's one of those situations where you can hear a lot of the static and sort of background. So because the microphone has to be loud enough for her to be heard, but it kind of, hello.
Hello, this is Gail. I'm calling for Adele. Am I doing this right?
Yes, you're doing it fine.
Gail. Oh, of course. Is everything all right?
Yes, they told me to. I'm not exactly clear on.
You said you wanted to call.
You did say that.
It would be appropriate to call given we met her at a bar.
Well, you're on the phone with them. Might as well continue the conversation.
You can probably hear all of this.
Yeah, no,
Oh
this-
yeah, you
this is
totally
all
hear
happening.
all of this, Adele.
It was
Phage
not
is-
that kind of pickup at a bar.
Phage is kind of laughing as she's eating eggs.
Nero has offered
Yeah,
Neo a
So
cigarette.
now that Gale has made it downstairs, I'm sure Lark is not too far behind, or does Lark also take an insanely long time in a bathroom?
Not as long, probably about half as long.
Okay. So you come downstairs to the kitchen where Gale is apparently in a wrestling match with a phone.
Is there
And-
any food left at this point?
There is still food left. Will comes up to you kind of, you'd almost say shy. And he's got 2 plates in his hands. One of them has plenty of scrambled eggs on it, and the other has some, looks like whole wheat toast. And he seems very uncertain.
Bird.
I don't know if this is unsensitive, but we've got alternatives.
She will take the plate with the
Christ
eggs and take
almighty.
the toast and put it on top of the eggs and go sit down.
And he sort of like relaxes a little bit and then goes back.
He's like, oh, thank God, I thought it was being,
Yes, so, you have the address, I'm assuming, or did you need that?
Oh no, I can get there. Yes, I will be. What time is it?
About
Six.
8:30.
Apparently 8:30.
Wonderful. Yes, I will. I will be there. Look forward to it.
All right. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Or see
Yes.
you later.
You
I
guys are.
think she's mad at me, and I'm not sure what I did wrong.
You woke her up.
And at that point is when the call actually hangs up.
Yeah.
Well, I think you woke one of my kind up, and we like to just be in the dark. I'm surprised that I woke up anyway, but yeah,
You woke up for the food.
yeah, I wanted to make sure I got some before Phage, destroyed the kitchen. I'm gonna head to the back and practice my scales. I'll see y'all later.
I'm holding. I've been holding up the pack of cigarettes towards you this whole time.
Oh yeah, sorry. Thanks. He just walks out all
Put it
awkward.
back in the pocket. And as I put it back in the vest pocket, which to the main is just putting it through the chain of my hand disappearing and then it going away. And I'm done.
Oh.
I really need clothes and a
I
bath.
need to go shopping.
Definitely.
Yeah, I need
Second one.
things.
Yeah, I will get dressed and
Okay.
head over.
Honestly, finding clothes for me is going to be a bit of an ordeal. I feel.
Goodwill, says Will.
And
How
other-
long have
other-
you been
other
sitting on that, Will?
Oh, I make that joke every damn chance I can. There is a slightly more pressing issue, though, that we need to talk about.
Shoot.
What?
Which one of y'all motherfuckers is washing the dishes? Because I made all this shit.
Oh, of course. Right away.
He
Gale
is
will-
kind of shocked at Gale's like immediate volunteer, but unties the apron, folds it up, and just
incredibly embarrassed.
right.
To have not immediately realized that there was housework to be done, and gets on that.
Okay. So yeah, he folds up his apron and hangs it over a hook behind the door, and old man shuffles his way out in his boxers.
I wonder if Goodwill has something for someone 7 feet tall.
I feel like it won't be an issue.
That is Gail will look at her own, because she's got Fae stuff from the Fae stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That is the question. How do human clothes work?
What are magnets and how do they work?
Magnets, how do they work?
I've been looking. I've been trying to figure out. I've been trying to sort of more see the masks in the main since I realized that was a thing. Can I see the mask on the Feyweave clothes?
Yeah. I mean, like, if you kind of twist, you still have to do that sort of mental squinting. But yeah, you can.
I assume
What does it look like?
Wearing it, I'm approximately aware that it has an appearance for normal people.
Yep.
What does it look like again?
So it's basically this black top coat. And under in the mask, it simply looks like a very well-made leather coat. The boots have kind of a scalloping pattern to them, but they seem to be made out of normal materials.
So,
and there's kind of a brownish sort of top and shirt underneath it from the mask.
So I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, but if you look at yourself, if you look at each other just the right way, you can kind of see it. But if you look at yourself and concentrate, you should be able to tell. We look different to, well, I guess humans?
I'd kind of guess because no one was freaking out about a 7 foot tall bull woman.
Vastly different in the case of
or the corpse lady,
those.
or the antlers.
Oh yeah.
The
Or the
rules.
bird.
The rules don't seem to correct the imprint that we put on our surroundings doesn't match up with what we see. So I don't know that it'll be. I think you'll just need to find clothes for your mask, not so much for you.
I don't know that I can actually wear clothes that would fit my mask, considering she's about 2 feet shorter and 300 pounds lighter.
Like I said, I don't know that it'll. I don't know how it works, but I don't know. I don't think it'll be as difficult as it seems like it should be. It's
Lurk
weird.
glances back at her wings. How would this work?
Just sort of fold them in.
I feel like
We could alter them. I can alter them.
Spaghetti.
Don't
spaghetti
touch
straps. Spaghetti straps. I
No,
say,
no,
Laura.
alter the clothes.
backless.
Oh, okay.
Backless
Oh yeah,
shirts.
we'll just take some scissors to your wings. It'll be
Yeah,
Like,
it's a reasonable mistake to make.
lots of backless outfits.
But yes, actually, this is a good question, storyteller. Buying clothes for me, I'm assuming that I buy clothes that fit my mien and the mask hides it, but
You'll have to find out.
yeah, I'll have to figure it out.
Yes, you will.
Clothes and I need equipment. I need things to make stuff with.
Well, while you guys have that conversation, I'm going to go figure out how to take a bath with an injured shoulder. And I go do that.
Okay. Yep. Takes you a little while. There are some tenuous moments, but you do manage to get most of the grime scrubbed off you.
Yep. Then put back on my filthy clothes.
Yep. as you're putting your clothes back on, that's when you hear the bing bong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to answer the door.
Yeah, Neo
And
would,
there's Adele.
Neo would come
Hi.
back in.
Hello, Liz was, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Adele. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Here,
as soon as the doors open, inside.
Yep.
Okay.
Flipping off that big bright thing that
Yes.
has audacity to show up every
Yes.
goddamn.
Got sunglasses on.
I'm guessing like broad-brimmed hat, kind of.
Yes.
You know, like,
Yes.
looking like you just came out of what is it, season 3 of American Horror Story?
I mean, yes, actually, oh my God,
Or-
yes.
Or
My first thought was going to be Penny Dreadful, but that's so much better.
I was thinking the Addams Family.
Anyway,
Hi. Yeah. So the people are taking baths. There was
As I come out.
Good.
Neo's outside practicing.
Well,
We have eggs.
He would be back in by this time.
Are you hungry?
No, not right now. I'm normally. Well, I'll be honest. I'm not normally awake right now.
Oh, okay. You look,
but-
yeah.
Yes.
wits and composure -2 for Gale.
Okay. I was gonna ask if I could get a check for being dainty while cleaning up the kitchen, but this works too.
We can get you that as well.
Oh fuck! That was not with the minus.
Yep.
-2.
Go ahead and re-roll it.
Success.
You definitely hear from the from the front room the "I'm usually not awake at this time of day" comment. Yes.
Oh,
She starts sobbing quietly.
this might be an opportune time to find out if I drop a dish.
Give me
Oh,
a
no.
dexterity and
We are so good at this.
dexterity and crafts. Let's say no socialize. This is more of a social thing.
Neo would go and try to go take a shower.
Dexterity and socialize is the thing
Yes,
I get
your
90
your
on
blessing will apply. Yep.
plus. Okay. 1 success.
Yep. You kind of bobble a glass at that point, but you manage to catch it before it actually hits the bottom of the sink.
All right. Okay. Didn't hurt anything.
And it
All
only
right.
it only takes you about another 2-3 minutes to finish up the last of the dishes.
Sure, everything's dried
Yeah.
and put away, and all the chairs are pushed back into the table.
Yep. Except for the one that Lark is still sitting in and eating.
Yes. No. Anyone who's still there is, of course, left alone.
Fine.
All right. But Nero probably comes back downstairs having finished his shower, bath, whatever.
Neo went to go up to take a shower.
Baths are
Okay.
easier for the wound.
Yes, they are. Yep. So, what are
Adele's
your
here.
guys' plans? Okay. Introduction.
Good morning.
Hello.
And the way he says morning emphasizes that he's not normally a morning person.
Good morning. So, what is
I'm
on
planning
your
on going
agenda to
shopping.
do? Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. There's
Yes,
that.
Which is when you hear some footsteps coming down the stairs, and Gilly comes into the kitchen chewing on a bar of some sort, the edible kind. Oh, well, everybody's up and around. Very nice.
Adele.
Adele,
Yes,
I've seen you around.
you'd get it. I knew you'd get it eventually.
Well, we tend to stand out, don't we?
Yes.
What brings you to our place?
Your guests.
Fantastic. Well, making
Apparent-
friends already. These may be even more impressive than I thought at first jump.
They do seem to be so, yes.
And as you guys are watching these two interact, there's just the faintest lowering of the temperature in the room. Almost it's a hint like the air conditioning had kicked up just an extra notch as it is adjusting for the exterior heat. And around each of them, you see maybe as many as 3 small, kind of like dried, curled broadleaves as part of their mask for just a moment, that then fade out slightly.
Is everyone okay?
Everybody seems very cordial.
No, that was Nero. Like
Right.
Like
Yeah, no, and that's for Nero as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, everything's fine.
everything's fine.
Yeah, no, Adele here is great. I mean, by reputation, anyway.
I
Can
try.
Gail get any sort of social role for like what that might have implied or meant?
Give me intelligence and occult -3.
So that is definitely chance die.
Okay.
I don't have any intelligence. I don't have any occult.
Okay. Well, in that
Walk
case,
out the
go
front
ahead and
door.
give me a wits and wits and empathy -3.
That might be a little closer to what she was hoping to do because she has those things.
I don't have them either. I walk out the front door.
Okay.
Like,
Hey, it's a bright sunny day.
Yeah,
Ah.
Nero would probably be done with
Yep.
his shower by then.
You don't.
He'd just be like, oh, it's pretty nippy in here.
You feel
Everybody-
like there's some significance to it, Gail, but it doesn't seem to be social in nature, or at least
Can-
not overtly interactive, interpersonal.
So
I was
there's things we need to get today. We need IDs, things that make us actually able to wander around properly.
Yes.
Probably more than one outfit on our hands.
Yes.
Well, supplies. I mean, IDs. You'd want to go through.
Ledger.
Yeah, actually, that's probably your best bet.
I mean, I also have a lawyer I deal with, but that would probably be better for this many.
Yeah, he's gonna be a little bit of a bulk order, I think.
Yes.
Clothes. Go to.
I can help with that.
Okay, sounds good. If you need anything like more in depth, head down to Fort McHenry. Where
How
some of
does
the soldiers
I
hang out.
sort of indicate myself and do my best to indicate my mask?
It'll work out.
Yes.
Am I
I
buying
point
for
to my
me?
wings.
Am I buying for me or for me?
You're buying for both, and things will work out. Lark, for you, I mean, yeah, slash a couple holes in the back, poke them through.
I flap my wings.
Just make sure you've got plenty of range of motion, and you should be okay. You're obviously going to have it be a little bit tattered, probably.
Straps.
But we can try and arrange some stuff
Modifications.
a little more, for later on. But if you need something just quick right now, you'll just have to be okay with somebody thinking you've got, that sort of. And she gestures to her own blue jeans, which have like the slashes in them, and be like, I've seen people wearing weirder stuff.
You like distressed
I can-
clothes.
I can fix it. I can help.
Again, we just
Okay.
need clothes that have shoulder straps, please. They're not hard to find.
That works too. It is kind of
Well,
ridiculously
it
hot
depends
out
on what Lark Deer might want stylistically as well, if it's compatible.
I'll have to
Shopping.
look at my
All right,
Well,
so
Sounds like
clothing.
you guys have plenty of things to do.
Yeah, a lot. Need more alcohol.
That is what a corner store is for.
Right. But also weapons. You said that fort you're supposed to go to, Fort McHenry or something like that.
Will
Yeah.
said that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, War Dancer, who runs the whole summer bullshit down there, she can usually find hardware as
You keep-
needed.
Saying names of seasons. What?
What's that mean?
Well, that's still in progress here. But court.
Yeah. You guys will
It's social organization, but it's more than that. It's how we get together, how we sort of group up, so to speak.
It's a way of establishing a level of organization in a
Yes.
community.
And sort of an affinity as well.
Yeah, there are weird bits that go with it as well.
Yes.
Weird with a Y. And there's a level of protection that can be imbued through it. And it's a good way to just, honestly, it's also really helpful for just figuring out who's going to be in charge of what and when.
So basically kind of like a workers' guild of some sort.
It's like
I mean, there
more
can
of
be
a-
those aspects to it, but
More like a really exclusive club.
like think of it like a
Yeah, kind of.
combination of a social club and political party, I suppose.
Allied motifs.
yeah, that's actually very good.
Allied
very good.
motifs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
And it's a
fine.
way to it's a way to affiliate yourself with those who have similar perspectives and philosophies as you do. For instance, I bend towards autumn,
As
and Hushabeth is more of a winter.
So
I don't
Acacia
know
said
any of
Aca-
what that means.
Yeah.
Well, we can give you well, let me give you a brief rundown. Okay. So you've got obviously spring, summer, autumn, winter. Spring is very happy to express themselves, and
celebratory.
celebratory would be a very polite way of putting it.
Parties. I like that.
Yes. And they have an affinity for the season as well. So a lot of their things kind of have that vibe of growth and new beginnings and that sort of thing. Summer is the court of rage. When confronted with a problem, they like to punch it in the face and then stab it and then shoot it. And
They
they're
do sound
fairly-
like the kind of people that might have the guns.
Yes, no, they're
Yes.
extraordinarily aggressive.
Yes.
They're
They sound
very,
like
very
fun.
aggressive. Autumn is more of a cerebral kind of mindset. We believe that if you're going to oppose something, it is imperative to learn as much about it as you can so that you can understand it.
Yes.
And then
I like
you'll
that.
better know how to deal with it. And we tend to stick our noses into things that others are less inclined to investigate, which is part of the reason they call us the Court of Fear. And then winter is basically of the idea that your problems can't hurt you as long as you can completely hide from them. So they're very good at doing things behind the scenes and avoiding notice and making sure that attention is diverted in the direction you want it to rather than where it might actually be problematic. Am I missing anything, Adele?
No, that pretty much covers it.
And there are nuances and layers, and you'll meet
Of
people who
course.
sort of subvert the various stereotypes and things of that sort. But by and large, that's kind of what you're looking at.
At this point, I've probably finished my cigarette. I've been listening sort of through the front door. Put the cigarette out, come back in, close the door. So do these courts get along, or are we about to walk into a awkward social gathering?
Here's the thing. So we obviously have very different points of view, and depending on where you're at and who you're talking to, some of them get along and some of them do not. I try and keep an enlightened mindset where I realize that just because I see a problem in a certain manner does not mean everybody else is wrong for looking at it differently, just different for looking at it differently.
But sometimes wrong.
but sometimes wrong, yes. And honestly, if I'm going to have to go toe-to-toe with a bunch of hobgoblins, having some summer boys at my back is not the worst plan. But if there's a negotiation to be had, then you'd be looking more at maybe an autumn-spring team-up. And of course, if you need spies, well, winter's your best choice there. So you can think of it maybe kind of as a division of labor. But as in all things, when you're attempting to have a multi-party system in charge of various aspects of a freehold, there will be rivalries, and ambitious people sometimes take less principled stances or pursuits, and that's an autumn person saying less principled, which means a lot. So yes.
So you said autumn's by the fort. Where
No.
do the other ones?
No.
Summers.
Summer's
Summer's
down there.
Summer's by the fort. Where do the other
Summer's
ones?
honestly the only one that really has a base of operations, if you'd call it that. I mean, they're
Okay.
fairly militaristic, so it kind of, even from just a symbolic standpoint, kind of made sense for them to head down to the south area there.
Defendable places.
Right, and they've got a hollow there that they can. There's
What's a hollow?
A hollow is it is a place that both has entrances here and there often.
It's an extra-dimensional compartment located primarily in the hedge where a changeling of sufficient influence or a group of changelings can exert a level of control over the otherwise usually very dynamic and shifting nature of a boundary realm.
Well, if you want to get technical about it.
It's a connection point between the two places.
It's a
Yes.
layer. It's a layer,
yes.
is what
It's a headquarters, a base, a home,
And yeah, so I mean, and you can, if you can find a good spot, you can make your own. There's actually that would not be a bad idea. Adele, what do you think about getting this group a hollow? I've got a few recommendations I can make.
It's a possibility, yes. Okay, wonderful.
And you remember, Adele, even from just your few months, Gilly is very, and the Autumn Court beginnings in Baltimore are very hedge focused. They're trying to understand it. They're trying to map it as best you can,
which is awesome.
Obviously. Right. And they have a very sort of pro-open borders hedge kind of thing going for them. Whereas the summer folks tend to be more of a, hey, the hedge is fucking dangerous and weird shit comes out of there. We need to lock this shit down so that we don't get overrun. So there's a little bit of conflict that way. But yeah, if you're looking for a good hollow site, find an autumn person and they can point you the right direction usually.
Well then, this is a lot of information. I feel like we should start with the basics. Clothes,
yes, as I said,
gear,
situated
things.
You have two worlds in which to find yourself. Let's start with the one you know or knew.
Who has the phone? Did Will give you the phone?
I gave it back to Will.
Oh no, he would not have taken it back.
Oh, then
then it's probably sitting on the table or something.
Yeah, I like the idea of
you sitting very delicately, just far enough away from the dishes not to get wet.
Okay, so she'll point at it. Our contacts are in there, so you can call any of the three of us, and we will. If you have any questions,
I'll walk over and get it. Put it in the vest.
But I've got to get to the aquarium, so I will see you all later. And she will grab a piece of toast and dip out.
Have fun.
I feel like jobs should also go on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably above everyone wanting beer.
Yeah. Speaking of jobs.
Well, you need to cope. You need to cope.
That's true. Speaking of jobs, did you guys meet anybody interesting at the bar last night? Maybe somebody that can help me out find a gig around here.
Can't you just busk on a corner?
There's someone that Gail ran into.
Hmm.
Oh, and looks to. Would she? She might.
As far as
I
I've
didn't
been
actually
told,
talk to
as
her.
far
That-
as far as I've been told, she's queen bitch of this place.
Well,
Yes, that
I would
that
not,
might be
I
my
would not
point.
say that necessarily in her presence, but
Yeah, that would be rude.
I'm Irish. What do you expect?
You're right.
Level
Well,
of
it's definitely
decorum.
somebody that you could. It's definitely somebody that you could ask. I mean,
Could I get a name?
What was it? Summer? What?
While they're talking about that, I just idly, just not even realizing I'm doing it, pull the phone out, pop open the back part of it. Like what kind of, like, investigate what kind of a phone is it, then pop open wherever the battery is to make sure there's not an additional device like bug attached to it. Close it.
Give
back,
me
just
a.
work it over.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. You just flip it over. I mean, it's a cheap phone.
Yeah.
You were around long enough previous to your durance to know what a cell phone is.
Yeah. I'm doing the cop thing of like checking it for bugs.
Right. And you're like, hey,
Like-
is this shit, being
monitored.
eavesdropped on? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching over, like, craning up to try and see, because you're doing something.
Yep.
And-
And he's messing with a little piece of tech that you have probably never seen before
No.
in your life.
Mhm. Me
welcome
neither.
to catnip.
I mean, just looking at it, you can tell that thing's a phone because it's got the right buttons on it,
Mhm.
but you're used to phones that go in a circle, where you
Yeah.
actually do have to dial an actual dial.
Yeah, so like
Yeah,
I don't
pages back then.
expect
the
to find a
cords?
bug, but
Why are not there any cords?
I do that.
Yes.
I do that just out of instinct. at
new
this point.
technology.
Mhm.
Because everyone else is talking about things I don't know about. I'm going to make myself useful. Click, 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 click.
So yeah,
Alright.
what's her name?
It
Summer,
was
Sun, something blue. I don't remember. I remember the last name.
Give me
what
a
was it times.
I know what it is, but I don't think it was there
All
for the
of
give me a
explanation.
resolve and an intelligence and resolve roll. Anybody who's trying to remember the name.
I know what it was, but I didn't hear it. So
Yeah,
forgot what it was.
same. I don't think I
I feel like
heard.
that's the GM for take notes, you idiot.
Yes, it is. That is definitely exactly what it is.
I mean, I take notes after the session.
Sunset. I say with 3 successes.
Yes, you do.
Sunset Blue. Kind of sounds like a shampoo company I knew about a couple years back.
Sounds like a
Uh,
champagne company, honestly, if you ask me.
And
Sunset-
for any of our
Wine.
and for any
Well,
of our
it's-
listeners, I made this NPC like 10 years ago, so don't tell me I ripped off Sensei because I did not. They ripped me.
I was thinking about Selsun Blue. That's what I said about the shampoo company.
Selsun Blue.
To me, it legitimately sounds like a wine or something that you would encounter.
Sounds like a vodka.
But yes, that is. It can always ask.
Let's
I'm
close
assuming-
first, maybe.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, let's go do clothes.
All right.
Shopping trip. Wonderful.
Yep.
I'm excited.
So all of you, I assume, pile into the 2 vehicles.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I'm
Adele's,
looking
by
at
the way, is a. Oh, I wrote down the model. I'm not a car person, so.
It's a hearse. Let's be honest. It's probably a
No,
hearse.
no, it's a
Okay.
Mercedes.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is it a Benz?
Somebody has money.
Yep.
somebody.
Is it a Mercedes Benz?
I mean,
No, it's a mid-size. It's a AMG E55.
MG
As we
55.
all go to look at it.
Right? Yes.
Mercedes Benz is the make. Not Benz is not a model.
Yeah, the Mercedes Benz is.
That's the company that makes the cars.
I
Not,
guess.
Oh yeah, the AMG.
It's
that's the.
It's
That's
a
a-
nice looking car.
Got-
Let's just be
It
Oh,
honest.
right, yeah, because they had a merger.
Just the black.
Because they had.
There are
they had-
3
they had a
kinds of
merger with
cars.
Benz.
Teslas, Priuses, and things that are not Teslas or Priuses.
That is definitely one way you can categorize vehicles. Yes.
That is the Oregonian opinion or Portland opinion of what
Actually-
cars are.
Yeah, she's right.
Like, if you go down to
Anyways.
Oakland, that's basically what you see.
anyways,
Tesla, Prius. What the?
I'll probably ride with I'll probably ride with Adele because Adele smokes. So
Yeah, I'm definitely going with Adele. Because I feel like I got
You
space
a
in the
smoking
trunk.
and non-smoking car.
yeah, the
That's-
smoking
yeah.
and non-smoking cars.
Yeah, because I got a space for my guitar case, and also I was gonna bring the guitar case and also have try to find a way to wrap the mask on the guitar case so that I just keep it close.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can probably fit the mask in the guitar case.
As
okay.
we're
Neck or
leaving,
something,
I'm looking up at the window that Heshaba's room was in. I wouldn't be able to see it because it was looking over the backyard. Never mind. Never mind about that.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you guys head out, and there are thrift stores aplenty in Baltimore.
Hey.
Adele's car is probably the nicest one that's parked there.
I was going to say, I don't know that we're going to thrift stores. Adele's going to take them to get decent clothes.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
I mean,
Adele using all those resources.
who's driving? Because
Yeah. Who's driving the Explorer?
I will volunteer again
Okay.
because I didn't crash it last time.
And I
Definitely did not.
just go ahead and follow her because she seems to know her way around.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm following because I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll go somewhere decent, not over the top, but
She going
somewhere
all
you can
name.
get clothes that are not secondhand, that are not.
Okay. Are you looking for something more upscale than your average mall, or just?
I think mall's probably a good place to.
Okay.
Good place to go.
So I'm guessing that Adele is actually probably going to drive you guys down close to the inner harbor. Where you've got literally all the sort of wander around outdoor mall sort of area.
So the
Plus,
strip
it's right there next to the aquarium, the USS Constellation, Port of Baltimore, the whole shebang.
mall? Okay.
Science Center's just down the way, that sort of thing. But yeah, you've got everything from Gap to Urban Outfitters to, you name it.
I'm looking around in the light of day at everything.
Okay.
I may be a distracted driver.
You've never seen a Forever 21 before.
No.
Now you have.
So
Yeah.
sort of looking down again, shifting myself between the mask and the mane, just mentally look back up. So I'm trying to remember how common it is for people to walk around without shirts on, because at this point that's probably a better look on me than the vest.
Give me a wits and composure.
And he says that out loud. It's just,
I don't know.
Will it? Adele will sort of chuckle a little bit to herself, and I don't think you're going. Is it normal? It's not the most normal thing in the world.
Most of the people you see on the street.
Sorry, go ahead.
Most of the people you see on the street are wearing,
Shirts.
top
Clothes.
shirt,
shoes,
pants,
right.
shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shirt, pants, shoes.
I'm just short
There
the shirt
are
and the
a
shoes.
significant, however, number that are. There's plenty of guys wandering around with their t-shirt thrown over their shoulders or whatever. Yeah, no, it's not unheard of. It's
a
definitely
hot
not the most
day out.
common, but
Right.
it's a fucking June day in Baltimore.
Yes. Yeah, she's going to say it's not the most normal thing in the world, but I think you're going to find that will apply to most things you encounter at this point.
Turn of the century didn't change that much, huh?
I wouldn't worry about it yet.
Yeah.
But you guys will, if Adele is footing the bill and
Yes.
4 dots of resources at your disposal, you guys can
Yup.
find at least a couple outfits of pretty much anything you'd need.
Yeah.
So in lieu of a shopping episode, I will just say, you guys find the clothes you're looking for.
Yeah.
All right. I
Neo
seriously
headed
right.
to the Neo
You
headed immediately to the gap.
So Phage tries to figure out which size of clothes will actually fit her. Does she go in the relatively large for her mask or the very large for her mane?
So you go in and you try on a few things. And it's kind of surprising to you. As you just start pulling stuff off racks to go try on, you do get the occasional kind of sideways glance because you are grabbing literally everything off the big and tall rack, more or less,
Yeah.
irrespective of size. And as you go and try on a few things in the changing room, the smaller things that are more built towards the size of your mask fit. The larger things that are more built towards the size of your mane fit.
Okay.
And you get a little experimental and you try on a smaller one, which does seem to manage to, okay, yeah. I mean, it's definitely not a normal, what people would consider an average size piece of clothing. And you walk out and you look in the mirror and it seems to be more or less obeying the laws of physics on your body. And the girl who's watching the changing room kind of glances at you. And then you go in and you put on something much bigger that still feels slightly looser, but still comfortable, surprisingly enough. And you take that back out and the girl glances at you again. And it's not like she's seeing you wearing something that is 6 sizes larger up the scale. As far as she's concerned, you put on something that more or less fit, and then you went and put on something that more or less fit.
All right.
Which is confusing and weird, but Phage
Yes.
is not much on the end of let me scientifically analyze things, I don't think. So
No, she's not. It's more like, is there anything that doesn't seem to fit?
there are a few of the smaller ones that just, you're like, no. I mean, like, I could put this on, but as soon as I put my hands in my pockets, the shoulder seams are coming out.
Yeah. Or just like there is nothing that is going to cover like this like forward barrel on her lower and upper torso. So
Right, yeah. I mean, like, there's still some level of restriction in place, but far less than you anticipated there being.
You're starting to figure out why everyone said, "Oh, it'll work out."
yeah.
Welcome to the weird.
Yeah.
It's
What
fun.
is physics? We don't care.
What is physics? Fuck you. That's what.
Yep.
Okay.
So she will go primarily for the clothing that is sort of highlighting her own figure because she is very much the social person who intends to look good no matter what you might think of her personal figure. So
Okay. Awesome. Yep. You'll
Cool.
be able to find that.
I get the brightest colors I can possibly find, neon preferably.
So you're wearing a tracksuit.
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Phage is very
Hey,
much
DTLR exists for a reason.
Phage is very much fond of the darker reds and browns, very earthy nature colors,
Mm-hmm.
like sort of a crimson or like earthy brown.
Cool.
Nero acquires 2 styles of clothing. One, stuff that works with the vest. So
Okay.
button downs, slacks, flat toe shoes.
Uh-huh.
And then the second thing is more relaxed street clothes, like the kind of thing you'd see like street kids wearing, like,
Right.
running pants, t-shirt with like a band symbol on it.
Okay.
Probably AC/DC. And
Probably.
and a hoodie, like a black hoodie. Those are the 2 things he gets. The 2 types
Alright.
of clothes he gets.
Yeah, Neo's probably going to be going for like a lot of black and gray and different variations of black and gray. And
And also a little bit of black and some gray. in
yeah,
there.
and
Okay.
he's going to try to go for like kind of like the formal stuff. And he's also going to go for like sports training stuff, just like train his body physically and stuff like that when he goes out exercising and stuff.
Sports gear is very easy to find. It's
Mhm.
all Ravens and Orioles, but it's very easy to find.
That's fine. I like those. That's fine. I'll deal with the Ravens.
And
I mean, ravens are black and gray, so
Yes, they are. A little
and
bit of
purple.
purple, but mostly
Yeah.
black and gray.
while changing, Nero looks down and realizes that he's like perfectly cut. It's like, well, at least they did that for me. Because he was definitely a little bit more out of shape when he was a cop than he is now.
Get things with lots of pockets. Anything with pockets. And
Okay.
there are no there's no malls would not have any sort of hardware store or craft store or anything like that. So I can't get anything there, but I get close.
Mhm.
Lark's gonna go for what's trendy, like what she's seen in the magazines.
Okay. Solid.
So a meat suit.
Just kind of.
This is a little
Shut up.
past that.
This is
This a little later than that.
2017,
This is
not
2017.
2009.
Yes.
Right.
We've established the date.
Jesus, that was 8
Mama,
years.
mama.
Oh my god. So Gail's probably going for stuff that looks like housewifey stuff. The things that
Straight up JCPenney. Gotcha.
yeah. Basically.
Awesome.
Maybe one or two accessories that are more like more trendy, but mostly just yes.
Okay.
JCPenney, that sort of thing.
Cool. So yeah, you guys managed to find a decent variety, get yourselves all at least a couple of different outfits. Yeah, and Adele doesn't seem to even be like budgeting all that much. Just like, okay, yep, nope, that looked good.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 dots in resources. By the way, I'm rich.
Gail is being respectful with what she purchases being not the most expensive thing.
Mhm.
Yes.
So with the button down and vest on, now looking more like what a noir detective would look like.
Yes.
That with the vest, just sort of like adjusting what like the tie that he got. Thank you. I feel much more like me now. Also,
Yeah.
the shirt now covers the like lava lamp body, so I feel slightly more human now.
Also, Neo probably would have gotten about maybe exactly 5 beanies, 5 different colors,
Maybe exactly
black.
5.
and gray.
Anyway,
Little
so
eclectic.
it's basically like, yeah, no. So he comes back with these beanies and just lays them out on the counter, and it's literally like a color gradient from somebody's Adobe Photoshop palette.
Yeah,
I
they're
assume-
all long. They're all
Black
big
on
enough
this
so that-
end, fairly light charcoal on this end, and then just increments all the way down.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
basically all big enough to cover like the entirety of his dreadlocks.
It's
Yep.
like while we're waiting for everybody, I'm sort of like
Charcoal, crow, ebony, black, midnight.
Yep.
Right.
Vanta. One of them has to be Vanta.
Fanta.
Yep.
Fanta.
While we're waiting for everybody else, because I imagine that I was pretty quick at this. Good.
Right.
Right.
Oh, wait. Wish I could get a
Oh,
watch.
and you're a male, so
Yeah.
your measurements actually mean something.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll just let that one sit there and not pursue that much further.
I mean, it's not false.
It's not an
No,
incorrect
it's
statement.
terrible.
Oh, it's funny
Alright.
because it's
I take
true.
Yep.
Um,
All right.
I think we need to go get phones and such as well.
Yes.
That
Yes.
hardware store, a craft store. Is there anyone nearby?
I'm
Adding that
pretty
to the list.
certain we could find it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We should go there.
And as
Okay.
like sort of just standing out by the car. So you write to
Yes.
Adele, and that gets you. I gesture at the people shopping.
Oh. Oh no. The horrendous human beings that were my parents or are my parents still. I believe they're still. I don't know. It's been a few months since I've looked, but they're still alive. That's where all this comes from.
Ah. Well,
I wish the writing did this.
Well,
well,
it's
if you got it, you got it.
Yes.
we should also
Okay.
probably stop by a music shop, for
Music shop, phones,
And identification.
an identification.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
about that.
Ledger.
That's going to be important before the phones, probably.
Yeah, we'll probably need that
We'll need
first.
one before the other.
Mhm.
I'm sure there's a music shop somewhere in this mall if you want to go looking fly.
Well, I mean, a music shop or a music shop.
I'm certain there's a place that sells CDs in the mall. I don't
Yeah, no,
quite think that's what he's looking for, though.
I need instruments. I need and CDs. What are those?
Oh, almost nobody buys CDs anymore. Even you've missed a few different. Missed a few iterations of.
Yeah, I kind of just stuck with
music
vinyl.
technology.
Well,
Give
then,
me an
digital
intelligence
age.
and
ID?
Give me
Yes.
an intelligence and streetwise,
Who?
Adele,
Okay,
since you're the one who actually kind of knows the layout of things.
right. One.
So IDs will be important, and they,
Yes.
as far as the rungs on the ladder go, they will probably be pretty close to the bottom. You'll at least want to clear that, obviously, before you go into phones and things of that nature.
Right, exactly.
However, you do remember it taking a couple days for yours. And this is going to be a batch of 6. So if they're wanting to get things that require IDs, obviously getting the process started sooner
Yes.
would probably be advisable, but it is going to be a while before you get to those other rungs further up the ladder.
Yes, exactly.
If you're looking for something quick and they wanted to go talk to War Dancer, that sort of shit is usually in a closet, in a footlocker, and they'll work out a trade of some nature.
Yeah, that's actually probably, yeah.
So it's kind of how you're feeling the balance of the layout goes there.
So, ID, we should get started. If you want to go get equipped up in the other ways, we can do that as well.
I think we should probably start with IDs. I don't know, what does everybody else think?
I think identification is
Agreed.
probably a good first step.
Let's go find
Yep.
Ledger then.
All right. So as you guys step out, fully clad, prepared to take on your first sort of exploration or endeavor into Changeling society, that is where we're going to leave it for the evening.
All right. Well, then.
Go.
We have been Final Show Films. We do a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check us out at our website at finalshowfilms.com. You also check us out on our Patreon page at patreon.com/FSFilms. Thank you to everyone who has been watching on Twitch. Remember, we are Twitch affiliates, and you can subscribe to us and also tell other people about us. If we get to 500 followers on Twitch, we get to become Twitch partners, which means we get a bigger cut of that percentage that we get from your subscriptions. So spread the word, let everybody know that. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and comment below, and subscribe too if you like for more for updates fairly regularly throughout the week. Also, thank you to all of our patrons on Patreon, especially our $25 tier supporters, Chris Comfort, Antitonic, and Cat Waterflame. Thank you all very much for all of your support, without which we wouldn't be able to do quite as much as we do already. In fact, this past Saturday, we celebrated 3 years of Final Show Films, and the live studio that we played Magic the Gathering in would not have been possible without you, the viewers. So thank you all very much for that. Especially. We will be back tomorrow with Grand Terra Rebirth, returning to the world of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Those of you that previously followed the Grand Terra Adventures podcast that we did about a year ago now. I think it ended almost a year ago, a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It ended? Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No.
No, that's not right. Because
No,
it
absolutely
went
not.
around
It ran for a year. It ran for like a year and a
So-
half.
No, because
It may have been like
Anyway,
6 months ago.
At this time last
It ended a little while ago.
It may have been 6. It may have been like 7 or 8
And
months ago.
we
then.
were definitely still in the midst of Grand
Okay.
Terra when I was
I mean,
last.
how many episodes? was
Basically, how many?
StarCraft?
Right. It was immediately before StarCraft.
20 some?
Hmm?
20 some episodes of StarCraft?
23, but there were
So it
some
was
weeks that
23
missed.
weeks ago.
There were a few weeks that missed.
Okay, so 26 weeks ago.
It's
That's like
happened in the
that's like
Anyway,
6
so it's about 6
Yeah,
months.
6, 7 months
6
ago.
months
This
and
is like
change.
your definition of 3 hours.
It's true. 6 or 7 months ago.
6 or 7 months, almost a full year.
Time is relative. Anyways,
About half a year ago.
half a year ago. Anyways, we are returning to Grand Terra after the events of Grand Terra, which is starting tomorrow in a brand new world and things. So yeah, look forward to that, and we will see you all next time. And
We have some
also,
friends
we like
over
to
at-
thanks. We like to. I was getting into that, Jack. And also, we'd like to
Almost
thank
forgot.
the folks over at 411mania.com. Jeremy, tell the good people out there about 411mania.com.
So 411mania.com is a pop culture website that caters to basically everything that you could be interested in relating to that, whether it's movies, TV, comic books, video games, music, wrestling, mixed martial arts. We cover all of that. We've got, if you want to see reviews of some of the comics that are coming out this week, we have that coming up tonight, or going up on the site tonight. We have news on just stuff that's even come out today. It's news on casting for Supernatural. A bunch of wrestling news leading into SummerSlam. And what else have I been doing while we've been? John Jones for UFC, and yes, other stuff that you should go and check that I can't see right now because it's hot. For411mania.com.
Yep.
We're awesome.
We appreciate them. Go check their stuff out. We appreciate all of you as well. And we'll see you all next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.